Students, welcome to the fourth session of chapter Crop Production and its Management of subject Science and Technology of class 8th. Today we will start with next agricultural practice, that is crop protection. Crop protection means when crop get ready or get matured, then it is to be protected by different factors like weeds and pests. So we have to study the crop protection methods from these two things, weeds and pests. Number one, protection from weeds. Actually, what are weeds? Weeds are the unwanted plants that grow along with crop, and the removal of these weeds are called weeding. It is necessary as weeds use up nutrients which are meant for the crops. They also compete for water and light and thus affect the production of the crop. And there are different methods of removal of weeds. Number one is manual removal, means we can remove weeds by our hands, and these weeds they can be removed by uprooting unwanted plants with the help of trowel or harrow. What is trowel? It is khurpi, and it should be done carefully so that the main crops do not get damaged. Next method is tilling before sowing. Tilling, you know that it is plowing, and it is the field is plowed before sowing the seeds. During plowing, weeds they are also get uprooted. Next method is weedicides. Weedicides are the chemicals which kill the weeds, but they do not harm the crops, and they are sprayed on the fields. The farmers should take care of themselves while spraying weedicides, as it can be adversely affect their health. Protection from pests. Crops are exposed to many factors such as stray animals, birds and insects. Animals and birds can be scared away by beating of drums and fixing scarecrow in the field. But there are small organisms are also present which can harm the crops. Example, rat, locust, weevils, larval stages of some insects. These are called pests. There are some organisms that specifically attack and damage the crops. These organisms are known as pests. Example, rats, locusts, weevils, larval stages of some insects. These pests they can be killed by spraying pesticides. Pesticides are the chemicals which can be sprayed manually or with the help of small aircrafts in large fields. These chemicals should be used in minimum amount because they stick to fruits and vegetables and are absorbed by plants and can become the part of food chain. Next agriculture practice is harvesting. Harvesting is the cutting and gathering of crops after maturation. Fruits and vegetables they are plucked with hands. After harvesting, grains are separated from cut crop. This process is called threshing. It can be done manually or by a machine called thresher. And there is a machine called combine which is used for both harvesting and threshing. After threshing, grains are separated from the chaff. This process is known as winnowing. Look at the diagram. This sickle, it is used for harvesting, and second picture is of machine combine, and third picture is the process of winnowing. After harvesting, next step is storage. Now we have to store the crops as it is used for the whole year. Harvested fruit grains, they have moisture in them, so that is harmful as it can produce microorganisms on the crop and damage the produce. So these grains should be sun dried before storing. This prevents the growth of microorganisms on them. Farmers store some of grains for their own use. Rest of the produce is sold to government or private agencies. Large scale storing is done in granaries and silos, which are designed to protect grains from rats and insects. This is done by Food Corporation of India, FCI, and State Warehousing Corporation. These are the government agencies which buy the crop from the farmers. Fruits and vegetables, they are stored in cold storage. Why? Because they have higher moisture content. So they are stored in deep freezers. Look at the picture. This shows silos. To complete increasing demand of food of increasing population, there is need of crop improvement. Means there is need to increase the crop production. So in 1960s, a revolution was brought in India to feed every citizen of India, that is called Green Revolution. For Green Revolution, high yielding dwarf variety of Mexican wheat was introduced in India, and this variety has some characteristics which are suitable to grow because they are resistant to pests, means they are not attacked by the pest, and they are also not infected by diseases, and there is no effect of lodging on them. Another way of increasing crop production, hybridization. It is the way of improving yield by developing new varieties of crops with desirable characters. It is the process in which crossbreeding of two varieties of crops is done and new varieties developed with desirable characters. In this process, two varieties of plants, say A and B, of desirable characteristics are chosen, anthers from plant A are removed. This process is called emasculation, means removal of anther from plant. Anther from plants B are taken and its pollen are dusted on stigma of plant A. Stigma of A are then covered with paper bags. By such crossbreeding of two desired varieties, seed of hybrid variety can be obtained. This work is done at agricultural universities and research institutes. These hybrid seeds are then distributed amongst farmers. Now it is assignment time. You have to write answers of these questions in your rough notebook. Question number 1. Define the followings: harvesting, green revolution, hybridization, and emasculation. Question number 2. Name the government agencies to which farmers sell their crop. Question number 3. List the steps to be followed for obtaining seeds of a hybrid variety. Thank you and have a nice day.